So the topic of my interview project is how social media influence life order. Actually, there are three sub-points in my topic. The first one is how social media influence critical thinking. The second one is how social media have impact on the order in communication. And my third point is how social media affect the pace of life. Here's the reason why I choose the topic to be my interview project. Social media became famous in 2008, and social media influenced people's life than what we can imagine ever than before. We use social media to construct our social status, to study knowledge and entertain. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, those everybody knows social media, together with Chinese social media, WeChat, Weibo, and Japanese social media, Line, almost verify our existence. Social media, in some aspects, add convenience to our lives. And we send a message to our friends and family or strangers to report what is going on every day. We add our experiences to the page on Facebook introduction part to construct our status. We ongoing checking Facebook, Twitter, Instagram every day or even every hour to know what is happening in the society. And we also check others' Facebook to know what is happening or what's the characteristic of others. However, immersing social media actually causes problem and leads to disordered life. But not everybody perceive the problem, and some of them regard this as a kind of popular culture. So now I'm going to talk about the influence that social media bring about to people's life. Also, some of the points I thought before the interviewing. So the first point is that social media will influence the critical thinking, especially for teenagers. Teenagers often use Facebook to check on others' thoughts of some of specific events for the homework. I think that in a youth age, it is very important to develop the habits of critical thinking, like finish a homework or like come up with a specific thoughts on the event. I interviewed with a teenager, and she said that all of her classmates often check on social media to get the results of the homework, and she said she often check Twitter for the answer of her homework. She had the event, but she doesn't want to think about it because she said she can find it on Twitter about thoughts of everyone. So she would never worry about plagiarism or identical of the answer for her homework. So my second point is that social media will cause disorder in communication. And I have several points for this. Social media will kind of cause disinterest in others' life or disinterest in the real-world communication. I think that a person has many aspects, but social media can only reflect one or two aspects of the person. People really believe what they see on Facebook is what they know about the person. Say a person has 5 aspects, but he or she only show 2 on Facebook, so you will never know about other aspects about him or her, and you will lose interest in him or her because you believe that what you see in Facebook is the real person of him or her. So in the real world communication, you will lose kind of interest in the person. Social media will kind of influence the order in communication because social media automate the process of looking at others' facial expressions or body posture. I think these are very important in a real-world communication because the facial expression reflect what the people thought inside. So if there is no facial expressions and body posture, you will never know about what the person really think about the question you ask. You can say, I like the way you're talking on social media, but the fact is, you really hate the person. So people will never know what other people think about his or her on Facebook. So my third point is social media will influence the pace of life, especially in my case. Before social media became famous in 2008, I spent my time like reading some books with a cup of tea on the desk and going traveling with friends or talking with my families. We laughing and we have fun. With social media now, my life is totally changed because of social media. I spend a lot of time on social media, and actually I have 5 social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, WeChat, Weibo. I didn't notice I spent a lot of time on Facebook or other kind of social media, but it really is. So I lose a lot of time to do other things like reading books or going traveling with friends. Rather, I check the news on Facebook or Twitter, and I saw the picture of others taken Instagram. So I think that will cause a problem in the pace of life, because you spend too much time on social media and you will lose time. So I got a lot of experiences from 3 of my interviews. From the first interview, I talked with Professor Good. Actually, this is my first time of interviewing, so I feel a little bit nervous and something that I can't adjust well with Professor Good. I think I should develop the ability to ask probing questions. I got what I'm going to ask from the interview, and Professor Good studied in body language and communication, and I think he can adjust better for how a communication in social media have a lot of problem. And in my second interview, I talked with Professor Grams. To my surprise, she is well understanding my question, and we have a good communication toward that social media influence the pace of life, interest in yoga and communication. So I think she's the best person to interview. She also talks about how long she spends on social media, and she also thinks that social media wastes a lot of her time.